Welcome back to Tarot by the Bay. I'm David. News. Donald Trump and other Republican candidates went to Iowa over the weekend to stump. And Iowa had a big college football game, Iowa versus Iowa State. So, when you have the university versus the state university in a football game, it's a grudge match. And that's pretty much true for all states. So the news reporting's been mixed. Some were saying, a lot of people were jeering and booing him. And if you're in the left-wing media stream, they're going to focus on that. Right-wing stream, they're going to say about how strong and tough Donald Trump was, and they won't mention the jeering. So I went to AP News, which is right in the middle. And it just said, he went to a fraternity, tossed some footballs out. Yeah, some people drove by and shouted obscenities and flipped off his motorcade as they drove through the town. And I know he got some one-fingered salutes at the football stadium too. But generally speaking, Iowa, being Iowa, was supportive of all these candidates. Okay, but to me, the funniest story was somebody rented a plane to fly over the stadium with the sign that says, "Where's Melania?" It's one of his political opponents did that. And probably DeSantis, there was a picture of Trump and Anthony Fauci. They were like two guys wearing blow-up balloon type costumes, walking around the parking lot, and the blow-up balloons were holding hands with masks on. So, whoever your anti-mask or anti-Fauci person is trying to suggest that Trump and Fauci, walk hand in hand on things. Yeah, heaven forbid we try and prevent a pandemic in this country, because that's a political thing, All right, so what am I going to read on today? I'm going to read on, generally speaking, how Trump felt Iowa went. It's going to be an Iowa reading. I'll read on DeSantis, who's his next biggest rival, to see how DeSantis is feeling about his Iowa thing. And then we'll end on Melania. So where is Melania? Entertainment purposes only. Come on down. How did Trump feel about his Iowa stop? Nightmares, stress. I think that he's there, but his heart's not in it because everything else that's going on, all the court cases and everything like that is weighing on him. And kind of can't even get through the first card without bringing this back up again. And that makes sense, right? Trump doesn't actually want to be the president of the United States. He doesn't. He didn't want to be the president the first time around. He did it because it allowed him to get a lot of money and power and stuff like that. The second time around, it's solely to keep him out of prison and to allow him to get back at people who weren't sufficiently loyal. But he doesn't actually want to govern. So he's stressed out by the court cases and everything like that that's going on, because he knows that these court cases and such are going to bring an end to his reign of terror across Manhattan and the rest of the United States. And he's wondering how to get out of this situation. Again, wondering how, I guess when you're in the center of the country, you want to get out of the center of the country, get to the coast. And when he's at the coast, he wanted to go back home to Miami or to Florida. And once in Florida, he's probably wondering where his safe haven is. I think the stress of all these court cases are weighing on him, which is really unfortunate because he should be soaking up all the adulations and adorations and everything else that he's getting from the very supportive people in Iowa who are clearly very much in favor of Mr. Trump. In the past, King of Cups. He lost to Biden. Of all the people in the world, he lost to that loser, Sleepy Joe Biden. But lost he did. And that's what started this whole downward spiral for him. Not winning the presidency started that downward spiral because that meant the investigations started. Current situation is those investigations in the DOJ are right there, and they are right up his bunghole. He can't take a poop without the DOJ knowing about it. And when you wear diapers, that's kind of embarrassing because you're not even in your own bathroom. At least before 3 a.m, we can tell when you were taking a poop because you were rage tweeting in all caps. But that being said, we'll leave all the poo humor behind. The DOJ is all over him. And he knows all these court cases, all these judges. And he has to do something he doesn't like doing. He has to plan. He has to map things out. And he doesn't like mapping things out. Now, do you remember that when he first was elected, he just likes the day to come to him. And then he could just make his best decision on whatever the news was, that thing. He's not a strategist. He doesn't plan things out. I mean, I think all the January 6th stuff, he did plan out, although really what it was that people were selling him ideas. Just say you didn't lose the election and then get fake electors. But he farmed all that out. All that stuff got run and created by other people. They ran it by him and he said, yeah, that sounds like a good idea. Go do it. And then other people do that. That's not him planning things out. He requires the Mark Meadows of the world to plan stuff out. Lesson to be learned, Knight of Cups. So a couple of knights here. The people that he thought were helping him were only doing it to help themselves, to enrich themselves. And it's funny because Donald Trump uses everybody. He's a false friend. But when he attracts false friends back to him, he doesn't like it. But he's not loyal. He's fake. And the people around him are fake. And that's the lesson he needed to learn about the people that were doing all the mapping out. Generally speaking, they were doing it for their own best interests. Now, Donald might have benefited as a consequence of that, but that's exactly how Donald works. He does things in his own best interest, and if somebody else benefits from it, well, that's just some ironic happenstance. That was not the plan. Outcome from all this stress is Eight of Pentacles, the apprenticeship. He probably should have stayed on television doing The Apprentice. But, the work continues. The money continues to get spent. He's got all these court cases he has to do. He's got all these states he's going to have to visit, all the way through Super Tuesday. And that's about right around Super Tuesdays when his court cases start. He is going to be busy. He's going to be working. He's not going to be doing the stuff that he likes. He's trying to figure out how to get more money to feed all these court cases. And he'd rather be anywhere but there. Anywhere but there. So that's interesting. Again, I would have thought that I would have gotten a reading saying how much he enjoyed the rallies and, owning Ron DeSantis and the people love him and all that stuff. Because that generally speaking with his rallies, that's the stuff he really likes. And he mostly got that. He ignores the people flipping him off. They're invisible. They're nobodies to him anyways. But his mind isn't even on it. He doesn't even focus on the people who are yelling at him. I don't think he ever has. He's focused on his court cases. So if you're thinking that this guy's running around just having the time of his life with these things, no, he's stressing the hell out. Not saying you should take delight in this, but understand that the facade that he puts up there, the public facing, the public relations stuff, that's not really what's going on underneath with him. So just don't worry. This guy he's suffering, he's miserable, and he doesn't really see a way out, but boy oh boy is he looking for a way out. And nothing gives him a good way out. It gives him temporary relief. Okay. DeSantis. How did Ron DeSantis feel? I just read a story, one of the headline I should say, I didn't read the story. DeSantis felt a strong second place showing in Iowa would be good enough. I guess he understands he's not going to beat Trump in Iowa, but a strong second place might do it. How's DeSantis feeling about Iowa? Well, fundraising. There was that PAC that's associated with him that was looking for like $50 million or $100 million. He's got a lot of money on his mind. He's going out also with his message to the Iowa voters. Let's see if this is about money or messaging. Yeah, and there's your two. There's your second place finish. He's trying to get his second place finish. He knows he can't win. He knows he can't pull the caucus in Iowa. So he's hoping for he's right. He's hoping for a strong second place finish to launch his message. Eight of Wands underneath. And he's trying to get his message out. He's trying to get his message out to Iowa and then build on this momentum that he gets. So, yeah, this is about money. Politics. Politics is about money. You know, the people with the most money tend to do the best in politics. And I know he was having money problems. So if he can get a strong second place in Iowa and get people excited about his campaign, that will allow him to get his message out and continue to fundraise. In the past, Justice card. Okay, so what we've got going on, he's had, his fights with Disney, his deporting people, illegally basically kidnapping people and dumping them, all the crazy stuff that he's doing in Florida is slowing him down. And it's eroding his popularity. He's not even popular in Florida. And, he comes across like, what I did in Florida, I'm going to do for the rest of the country. But the rest of the country doesn't want what he's doing in Florida to happen to them. Now, there are some people, obviously, who want DeSantis and thinks he's great. But those people, typically speaking, don't live in Florida. Maybe they do. But they're only seeing it as, I'm assuming, an assault on brown people and an assault on Disney. And I don't think they're a big majority of population by any stretch of the imagination. What do we got going on? Current situation, backroom dealings, money. He's still trying to raise money. He's trying to make connections with the super PACs. And, dark money, doesn't matter. He's trying to get money. He's promising people stuff. And it's a quid pro quo. You throw some money at me, I'll make sure I get this legislation passed for you. It sounds like normal politics to me that is going on. Oh, ouch. Ouch, ouch, ouch. Oh, that was unexpected. But I guess maybe it is expected. When you're making these backroom dealings, though, you're chaining yourself to a new master. You're no longer... DeSantis wants to be the master. He wants to be the king. He wants to be in charge. He's just like Trump in that regard. And then have people beholden to him. But this is the other way around. This is DeSantis chaining himself to some other elite or elite group. And they hold the chains, they hold the strings. Now, I don't doubt for a second that if DeSantis was elected president, that he would try and make it a dictatorship. That's just who he is, just like he's doing in Florida. All the norms, all the rules go away. But in the end, will he be the devil, or will he be bound by those who propelled him? And it would probably be both. He would probably keep his promises, but then he would try to install himself as a dictator. This man is a big, big problem. Fortunately for us, he appears to have absolutely, through his own personality, flamed himself out of doing this. But let's see what happens. Lesson to be learned, the Four of Swords. We're not going to hear much from him. This could also be the court cases that he's dealing with, the financial cases and stuff like that. But I think he's still having money problems. He hasn't made that big deal, that big sponsorship deal. And if he doesn't get that money, his campaign's going to go quiet. It's not going away, but it's going to go quiet. They're not going to be able to afford the advertising. They're not going to be able to afford, the billboards and the online ads to the tune that Donald Trump can do back. And if he wants to be elected, he has to out-Trump Trump, and nobody can out-Trump Trump. How much would get a woodchuck chuck if woodchuck could chuck wood? That sounds like that. He has to, what I guess maybe this could also be, he's really waiting for Trump to go away. He wants Trump to go silent with all the court cases, and that's what's going to give him the boost he needs to have that. But if he doesn't make that deal with the devil and doesn't get that money in, he's the one who's going to go silent. So somebody's going silent. It's going to be Trump or DeSantis, and right now it doesn't appear to be Trump. Outcome, judgment. People, I think what it is people understand who Trump is. There's the trumpet, by the way. And people understand who DeSantis is. And generally speaking, right now, the polls say, well, we know who Trump is, we know who you are, and who do we want? We want Trump. All the MAGA crowds are supporting Trump. If Trump's not in there, yes, some might go to DeSantis, but most of them aren't very excited by DeSantis at this point. He's got to get his message out. He has to get his message out quickly, and he's got to get the money. So, DeSantis in Iowa, yeah, second place is good enough. He knows he can't win it. Iowa's a lost cause to him. Best he can do is get second place and then use that to try and catapult and springboard some more money for wealthy people who no longer are interested in supporting Trump. So he wants to get those people. Man, these are some effed up times we're living in right now. Could you imagine if this is when Obama was running? You know, that was, you know, times were really tough in 2008 when Obama and McCain were running. But you just saw Obama and he just gave you hope. That I wouldn't have wanted that presidency. My God, this country was in shambles. And he turned it all around. And that was with the Republican Congress fighting him pretty much the last 6 years of his presidency. And I'm not saying Biden doesn't give us that hope, but it's a pale comparison to what Obama was inspiring us to do. So, you know, other people to point out, Obama showed us what we could be at our best, and Trump showed us what we could be at our worst. So now we know. Now we know the extremes. Where do you want to be? All right, but where I want to be right now is all catty and gossipy. You've been waiting 17 minutes for what you really tuned in here for. Where's Melania? Remember when Trump got elected and she showed up in that light blue outfit with the little present that she was giving to the Obamas? And there were memes like, you know, blink twice if you need us to get you out of here type thing. Yeah. The minute she talked and we heard her, she's perfect for Trump. Oh my God, they're two peas in a pod. She's just as big of a narcissist as he is. But one thing we have noticed is she hasn't been on the campaign trail and she hasn't been at his court cases. Where's Melania for entertainment purposes only? What is she doing? She's too damn smart to be seen out with him. She's doing her own thing. No. She knows that her appearance out there doesn't make a hill of beans difference. Maybe she thinks Donald will get elected again. She really doesn't want to be the first lady again. She's doing her own thing, and she's the smartest one out of all of them. She's keeping a low profile and just shutting up. She's a fairly private person anyway, so it's not really difficult for her. Trump and company are a bunch of narcissists, so that's something that's a little bit harder for them. But she's not. Well, actually, she is, but she's probably more of a covert narcissist than a malignant narcissist. So she's better than everybody else, but she doesn't feel the need to let everybody know that. They should just know it. Ten of Pentacles. She's enjoying the trappings of being Melania Trump. That's all. She's got access to money and a lifestyle, and she's living it. She doesn't want to be traveling and stumping and stuff like that. That is not her interest at all. There's Donald. Donald's still providing the cash, but again, in my previous readings, right around the third week in March or so, I think right around the time that Barron's 18 years old and Trump's facing these court cases, that divorce announcement, those paper servings can happen anytime. But for now, she's not dumb. She's biding her time. Oh, you know what this is? She's biding her time. She's biding her time for the money from Trump. So again, we're talking about March. Barron turns 18, and her prenup and everything like that. She's doing what she needs to do for that. In the past, planning, Knight of Wands, she's had this plan. She didn't want to be the first lady in the first place. Did not want it. Renegotiated prenup, which is why she never showed up in the White House for the first 6 months that Trump was in there, under the guise that she didn't want to move Barron out of his school. No, she was renegotiating a prenup. and those negotiations are coming to fruition. Oh, jeez. Oh my God. The minute those conditions are met, bye-bye. No love lost there. She's going to look like a Black Friday shopper at Walmart when the doors open for the doorbuster special. She's going to be out the door. See you later, pal. And I'm not laughing at the demise of a relationship, but this wasn't a relationship of love. This is a relationship of convenience, of money, a business partnership, whatever. But she's been fed up with him for a long time. You are going to see her run for the... It would be like if any of you were married to him. If any of you were married to him, you'd be out the door in a second. And girl, she ain't nobody's fool. Yep, she's gone. Bye-bye. Where's Melania? She's emotionally checked out. She's been emotionally checked out for a while. She's out the door. She is chomping at the bit to get out of there. And she's waiting for her prenup stuff, because the minute all the prenup stuff is on, he's battling these court cases. She's going to file her divorce. She's going to be gone. And if he fights it, she's standing on the advantageous position, because she's fulfilled all of her obligations. And he's going to fight it because, of course he is. He fights everything. And just like Eugene Carroll, he's going to keep losing because she obeyed the rule of their prenup. And he's going to fight it because he's going to scream about how much money he doesn't have and how unfair it is. And yada, 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 yada. Oh, God, the tears. Donald will actually be kind of hurt if she leaves. I guess, for whatever it is, she provides that little mommy energy that he needs. She is going to be relieved to be done with this whole chapter of her life. She wants out. She wants out big time. I imagine the MAGA crowd are going to be upset at us for celebrating their loss or their divorce. I mean, honestly, I don't think many of us care. I think for the most part, we look at it's like, why would you want to be married to this guy? Why? I mean, yeah, on one end you get it, but he's so crass. He's so vulgar. It's like, fill up his diaper and changing his diaper. Oh, God. It'd be one thing. It's a bad enough thing to change the diaper on somebody you love and you care for and you've spent your life with and you've built that connection and it's just a labor of love. But for her, it's just, it's literally like, ew, I have to do this. Ugh. Okay. So that's it. Trump was excited about Iowa. He wasn't even thinking about it. He's worried about going to prison. DeSantis, he's hoping for second place and he needs to raise money fast. Melania, low profile, and the minute she can file for her divorce, that girl is bolting. So that's my reading. Thank you for sticking with me for 24 minutes on this one. Thank you for my subscribers, for your likes and your comments and your shares. It feeds the YouTube algorithm beast so that my video gets out to new viewers. And for the new viewers, hey, welcome to the channel. Hope you found this reading entertaining, enlightening, insightful. And go ahead and subscribe. It'd be great to have you join the crew. Thanks a lot, and I'll catch you on the next video. Take care.